Hi. I forgot your first name. I'm so sorry. Can you hear me? I had trouble on my phone 2 days ago. No one could hear me and I had to get on my computer. Okay, so I guess you can hear me. Hi, Mike. Can you hear me? The other lady's driving. Hi, Paula. I had a problem the other day when I went live on my phone and I didn't have any sound. Okay, good. Good. You guys can hear me. Maureen. I don't know why I cannot remember that. I used to have a cheat sheet and then I put it on my computer and I threw it away, so I never have the computer up to see the cheat sheet. So, hi, Paula. Hi, Mike. Hi, Maureen. Thank you guys for stopping by. So, there have been a lot of people talking about the holidays and our families and friends, and how sometimes it becomes too much, we're overwhelmed, or maybe we feel left out because the people we used to get together with are not getting together with us anymore. Oh, Somerset's back. Somerset, you can hear me this time, right? Yay. Where is the bird? The bird is right here. Can you see her? Chloe, do you want to come say hi? Could y'all see her? I couldn't see what you could see. Oh, good. Come here. Come here. She does not want to move off of her stick. She was very comfortable. Here we go. Can you say hello? Can you say hello? She really doesn't talk. She kind of mumbles. And there's Debbie Sue. Um, do I smoke cigarettes? No, I do not. Hi, Michael Anderson. Um, Maureen. Okay, absolutely. I'd love to wake up on January 2nd. Okay. Uh, Hetty King, she does sometimes, she says, hey, baby, but it's not very easy to understand. I'm the only one that can understand her. Oh, Paula, you were all just at Kathleen's. Oh, okay. There's Explora, Dora. Mike says, I miss my so much. Debbie Sue says that she's live hopping. Now, I know some people can get on like a different device and they can read the comments and not like I'm having to do here. I tried to do it with my tablet right here and I can't do it. And let's see, Debbie Sue, Doris says, Debbie Sue, you're feeling better. And she says, hey, Dora. Dora says, hello, Mike, mate. And Mike is hello back to Dora. So I think it was Maureen said that she could wish she could wake up and it was January 2nd. I feel two ways about the holiday coming, Christmas coming, because I'm super I'm super, I guess, excited, kind of festive anyway. I like to decorate, I like to make the special foods, I like to have company and go, to other places where people are having some sort of a celebration. But it's a little bit harder when it's just myself, my husband, and my dad. I miss having little kids around because they really make Christmas a lot of fun. And Dora says hello to you, Chloe. And so anyway, it kind of got me thinking because someone that I texted for or texted on Thanksgiving um, didn't answer me back, and it kind of brings me back to no response is a response. And sometimes that's a stronger response than anything you can say. Maureen says, make the best of it, no kids or grandchildren. I do have two grandchildren that live 5 minutes away from me. Somerset says, and I know was it Darren? Is that what you said your name was yesterday? I think what you're doing is amazing and you are doing it for yourself, and that is the most important thing. It's why I do YouTube. It's such an amazing platform to meet people. Respect. It really is an amazing place to meet people. And I think that that's where I kind of found my happy place was the people that want to visit with each other, share ideas, learn ideas, and just be support for each other if they're going through something, if there's a loss of a family member or a close friend, or the holiday season brings up some bad memories for them that they're having a difficult time going through. Because I said on somewhere, I was thinking it was alive, but I don't think it was, that I keep this little card with all these notes on it. And one of the things that helped me get through, yes, Darren, I did remember, um, helped me get through the fact that I feel like I'm not, I don't want to say priority, but maybe just not as important as I used to be. And it's all kind of like after 2020, things changed, the whole family dynamics. And so I wrote this down because I heard a man. So if I've repeated it and somebody's already heard it, I apologize, but it's important. I saw a man on a short. I don't know who he was. It was just one of those that popped up, and he started saying something, and I was like, that has to be a quote from someone. So I looked it up, and it was. And Emma Miller is the one that I found wrote it. And she says, the way people, let me start over. The way people treat you is a reflection of the way they see you. The way you let people treat you is a reflection of how you see yourself. And I think that is such a strong statement to help, anyway, myself get into the right way of thinking that I didn't cause anything and I don't deserve to be treated slash ignored or whatever the situation happens to be, because I'm losing the respect I have for myself and how I want to be treated, because it makes me feel absolutely terrible. So I try not to dwell on the things that don't, well, I can't even say the things that don't make me happy, but the things that make me upset, just have to leave it alone. I've tried. Um, Dora says, hi, Chloe. And Maureen says, you're blessed. Hubby and I have no children, but spend time with chosen family. Yeah, there's another plaque that is something like friends are the family you choose. And that is true. It was an adjustment for me because I was used to having both of my kids here with their significant others, and they brought their friends as well. So literally, there wasn't enough places for people to sit, even with, you know, all the living room furniture and all the dining room furniture. We were stacked on top of each other, and we played games and we laughed and we ate, and it was so much fun. And it just all of a sudden came to a screeching halt in 2020. And then when my daughter passed in 2021, everything kind of shifted. Maureen says, we teach people how to treat us. I think we do by allowing it. Yes. And here is Tim. Just saw you were live a little late. What is the topic today? Well, we're talking about how we let ourselves be treated and how people treat us, because it seems to be more prevalent during the holiday season. There's so many people that are feeling like they're missing out or ignored or passed over. And it's very hurtful if we're used to things being different, like I am used to things being different. Maureen says, you've been through so much, Evie. I have been through a lot, and most people have been through a lot. And there's Kathleen. Hi, Kathleen. I heard that you just had a live. I just finished putting laundry away, and then I just came and turned the phone on. Oh, thank you for hitting the like button. I appreciate it. And Paula says hi. Apparently, you guys were just together a few minutes ago. So I think for me, there was one year, and I think it was 2021, the year that I lost my daughter. I was like, I'm not celebrating Christmas. And I didn't I say that because I don't think that the pandemic in 2020 was enough for me to stop doing what I was doing. But I didn't put a tree up. I didn't decorate. And they say Christmas is just going to be another day of the year. And I still regret that, even though it was 4 years ago. It wasn't fair to my husband or to, well, my dad moved in 2022 because my mom passed in 2022. And it didn't do me any good. I needed to go ahead and go through the motions of the decorating and the cooking. No, I mean, not overdo it, but enjoy it, acknowledge the holiday. And Darren says, I find this time of year very difficult too, but we have each other, and that short was spot on. I have, tr- oops, I have tried so hard in my life to be a good person, only to be told by certain people that I'm not good. Yes, I had a situation where I was talking to a young family member, and I was reminiscing on when my firstborn was a baby and newborn, and we were, broke. We were young, we were broke, and we didn't have a bassinet, and I wasn't going to put my baby in a crib in another room. So I pulled a dresser drawer out and made a bed for the baby on the floor and in this dresser drawer. And this young lady said, do you know how dangerous that is? That is horrible that you did that. And I mean, I rode in a banana box in the back seat when I was 6 weeks old, or, about that age, from Oregon to California. And unfortunately, nothing happened. Something could have happened. But, we learn as we go. And I didn't think that what I did put my baby in danger. But I will let my feelings get hurt and just stop talking then. Mike said, that's how I feel. Tim says, thank you for bringing me up to speed. In my family, that is my brothers, there is a lot of unforgiveness going on. I was the only brother at my second oldest brother's passing in 2024. Yeah, it's like it's the I don't know. I think families stuck together a lot better than they do now. It's so easy to walk away and go spend time with your friends instead of your family. And Cheryl's driving home. Cheryl Maureen is too. Mike says, just another day. And Darren says, but I know I am, and that's all that matters. Thank you for whatever you deleted, Paula. Mike says hi to Cheryl. And Maureen says, don't let others define you. It's hard not to. It really is, because I've lost somebody that I've known. I mean, not lost permanently, but not really part of my life for nearly 40 years. And over the last 5, it's just gone away, and there's no valid reason for it. Oh, thank you, Dora. She said, I'm amazing and you guys love me. I appreciate that. That YouTube has been the best thing for meeting people and experiencing the emotions that I've kind of shoved down. Maybe a lot of us have shoved down and not acknowledged. And it's so nice to have people you can run your thoughts by. There's Sally. Hi, Sally. Tim says, my mother would be livid if she saw the behavior. She passed in 2007. My father in 1983. I I have my dad. He's 88. He's still here, still kicking. Um, and I have 4 sisters that live. I live in Texas, and I have 4 sisters that live in Oregon. And I haven't been back to Oregon since 1991. So it's been a long time since I've seen my sisters. I've seen one sister. She came here in 2018. Sally's saying hello to everybody. Doris says, hello, Sally. Did you see my dance for you? Darren says, I think you're doing amazing and it's helping you. So that is the main thing. I am helping me. That was the other thing I was going to say is that when I started recording videos and I started looking back, you've got to edit it or play it back at least. And I was appalled at first. I honed in on the things that I don't like, that I'm self conscious of. And then I had to wait like maybe a day and go back and look at it again and act like I was looking at it with eyes that were not my own, that it was someone else, because I could watch other people do the same thing, completely confident, completely, um, I don't know, confidence is the only word I can come up with, but they were okay. They were accepting of themselves. The YouTube has taught me to accept myself as I am. Dora says, I WhatsApp you. I don't know who you're talking to, Dora. All these little emojis, they're so cute. Anyway, I have babbled on now. Well, you guys took about 5 minutes to get here. Tim says, I appreciate you and what you bring to the channel and the community we are in. We have been so encouraged. You have been so encouraging to me and others. We are like your YouTube family. I know I am blessed to interact with all. That's very, very true. And I know that if I stick with YouTube and my channel grows, that I'm going to get the mean comments that I hear other people getting. But you know what? When we're little like this, it's just, I guess the mean people don't take the time, don't use their time to be mean. They wait till there's more people, bigger audience to watch them be mean to you. Oh, and Tim finished his, okay. I'm blessed to interact with all of you. Oh, and Dora said that was to Sally. Darren says, I only started YouTube for my mental health. I love it now because people help me to help myself. Yes, and if any of you like outdoor walks, um, and I'm, I think you're in the UK, but I don't remember for sure. But anyway, Darren at Somerset Man Walking, he had a video that caught my eye, and he was walking on one of those really picturesque, narrow streets with trees on one side and houses and like stone fences on the other side. And he was going over some old railroad history in his area. And that's the best I can remember. But it was very relaxing to listen to him talk and walk. And Mike said that's nice. Sally said it's snowing. Sally is in Pennsylvania. Um, Northern Sparrow, hi. She's driving and listening. And Sally says Somerset, PA question mark. Hi, Cheryl. She said, when you know you are in Christ, you don't care what other people think. I was a people pleaser for years until I finally got delivered and set free from that. It's just certain people are really hard to let go. And I say that because it's been such an abrupt change for no apparent reason. And it's still hard for me to deal with. I don't want to talk too much about it because I'll just start getting all blubbery. Dora says, Somerset Man, your channel. And Darren says, ignore the negative and take the positives because there are more positive comments than negatives. Right. I think I'm getting the stuff kind of mixed up between YouTube and real personal life. And Dora says, that sounds awesome. And she says hello to Cheryl. Sally says, Evie, when I did my third live yesterday, there was a bunch of wackadoodles, as Debbie Sue says, and I handled it pretty well, I think. Well, I know Paula got rid of a couple of them on here. I really don't have too much of a problem with them. Tim says, I am blessed to have my wife and two kids who love God and me. They have spiritual mindsets. My son is arriving to JFK Airport in Queens, New York on the 20th for Christmas. Looking forward to seeing him. Oh my gosh, I bet. I've never flown at Christmas time. I bet it's a lot of hurriedness and rudeness, and it's not for the faint of heart. Maureen says, yes, we have people who leave us, but God put them in our lives for a season. Yes. Rosani's here. Hi, Rosani. Rosani is an artist and she just has an eye for so many things. And Tim says, my brothers always belittled me, not very encouraging. No, no, it's not. I know siblings can be mean. We expect siblings to be mean, middle schoolers to be mean. Sally's happy to see Rosani. When I tried to do, well, I actually did that's the other thing I was going to say. The other live I did 2 days ago, I did on my phone. There was no sound, so I went to my laptop, which didn't get quite as good of a view as it did um, with my phone. I don't know if I just said that right or not. But Rosani looked at my pictures because I had taken them to go with the intro. And she made some suggestions to me. I'll take you guys in there so you can see. I need to turn a little. They've got these lights have a little timer on them, and they keep shutting off. Let me see. I guess I can turn it this way so that. No, I can't turn it, can I? Oh, yes, I can. Okay. So we do have a problem of a lot of blank space on. See, my table's in the way now. Let me move this chair. Of a lot of blank space above the little town here. There we go. I like that. Where it just kind of fades in and out. There's a bunch of different settings on it. So Rosani suggested some greenery and some, lower this down, and maybe something over these blinds. It's still daylight, so that's why you can see obviously, then there's a fence, so that's why it's darker right there. So she suggested the greenery. So I did put two little pieces of green. There's words over everything. I think you can see it with the little behind the little deer. And then I put some lights, white lights under the snow. But anyway, I think it did turn out pretty cute. I wanted more stuff to film for my intro. And so that's what I did. My very favorite, though, is this side here with the church and the little caroler. I just think they're so pretty. Anyway, that's what I have fun doing, is trying to be creative and the decorating. Because I had a lot of Christmas stuff that I did donate, but I don't think a lot of it had a lot of theme to it. It was kind of haphazard, and this will be maybe more of a theme thing. And then next year, maybe I'll put even more horizontal surfaces decorated. Let me see. Let me get back up here. Okay, I missed some stuff. Okay. Tim said, Tim is at retirement is underrated. And I know he does a live once a week. I'm not sure when you do that, Tim. Is it Tuesdays? And he says, one miracle, my brother finally said he was happy for me and doing YouTube, the YouTube channel. I almost fell out of the chair. Well, that's a start. And Sally says, or a quick text. Families and friends don't care about your YouTube channel. At least with me, they don't. I don't think mine really do either. I mean, my husband is supportive. My dad is supportive. My son knows about it, and I've said this before, but when I retired in May of this year, I gave my notice on my YouTube channel that I had started in February, and it was basically, it was a nice video. It's still up. It's called 2 weeks notice, and I kept it unlisted. I kept it unlisted until after I had quit, and then I made it public. But that's what I sent to corporate with a little note that said, "No, shh, that word, I quit." And or I said, "That's it. No, bad word, I quit," and it attached with the video. And so everybody that got that saw that video knew about it, but I haven't really seen anybody very often, people I work with. Um, Mike is apologizing for autocorrect to Rosani. Darren says, thanks, Evie. Yeah, my videos are pretty chilled out, and I am in England. I live near Cheddar, where the famous cheese originally came from. Oh, I didn't even know that. I know our cheese here comes from Wisconsin. That's all I knew. Sally says, that's okay because I talk about them anyway. Ha 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 ha. LOL. Um, Hassan, hello. They say, hello. I've watched your videos and the quality is truly impressive. Okay, thank you so much. Um, Rosani says, no problem, Mike. Oh, thank you, Dora. She likes the arrangement. Yes, I do too. I think it's just special for my first year, my first holiday season being retired, and I made some good changes with my decorations. Tim says that's a beautiful bay window, maybe a string of white twinkle lights suspended above the town to be stars. That's a great idea. Rosani said one star being the North Star, and I thought that is a good idea. I looked at garland at Hobby Lobby, and the one I wanted was like $75, and I was like, don't like it that much. It was pretty heavy too. So I need to go to Michael's because I know when I did my video on Michael's, they had a ton of garland, and I could take some garland and string some lights around it and hang it. Debbie Sue says, I got a phone call from doctor office and had to disappear. Okay, but I guess you're back now. Dora says, love your Vlogmas intros. I am happy to hear you say that, Dora, because you know what? I love them too. I mean, I think my husband thinks I'm nuts because I had already got this little village thing put up, and I had taken pictures of it, and then it was just the right amount of dark. He was getting home, and I was like, sorry, I'm busy right now. I said, the mood's just right. I've got to take these pictures. And he's like, okay. Like I'd had all day to take the pictures. But yes, I am having so much. I could probably just do intros and be perfectly satisfied with that. But I have stepped it up on my Bible verse channel. I have made little intros for them. And Rhonda told me about the YouTube music. And so I was actually able to put some music to my little intros for my Bible verse channel. And that to me is exciting. I can put music when I'm reading, and that I didn't have any. I don't know whether people like it or not. I like it. Very, 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 very low, but I like it. Um, Tim says we have the small village stuff too this year because of the remodeling. We did put it up. I may shoot a video of the decorations. Live is Tuesday at 7 p.m., which was a couple days ago. Doris says my partner doesn't even watch my YouTube. Well, mine does once in a while. And I joked with him one day when he goes, well, how was your day? And when he got home from work, and I said, well, you'll have to watch the video to find out. But I'm just not what he's interested in watching videos. He's actually a shorts guy. He loves shorts, and then he loves to listen to an audiobook. Sally says, my hubs is very involved in mine. Yes, he is. Because see, mine was going to do the Vlogmas with me, the sampling of the snacks. I thought we could do like a whole week's worth on the weekend, and then he ended up being sick, so I went on my own. Dora says, he said he sees my adventures live. Sally says, Evie, you look very beautiful as usual. I love the earrings and the top. Thank you. I don't have a lot of long sleeve tops. This one's like 3/4, but I think I just wore this one last Friday. I try to put them back in the closet so I wear them like I don't wear one, not 2 days in a row, but like every other day or something. Debbie Sue says, my husband and sister are the only family knows I have a channel. My husband has never watched and could care less. My sister's is very supportive. Okay, yeah, you're talking about your sister that actually you went like thrift shopping with, I think it was, and you were back at her house and she had her little Yorkies. I assume it's that sister. Oh, Doris says he's my real life subscriber. That's good. That's true. Yes. Rebounding. Or no, I'm sorry. I start reading. I don't need to. Cheryl is giving Dora a heart. Doris says, Debbie Sue. Yep, your hubby is your real life subscriber also. And Sally says, Cheryl, my sunshine gal. Cheryl gave a heart back. Sally says, I suggested lights, but she didn't acknowledge me. Thank you for suggesting lights because I think that would be great. Um, I'm sorry. I don't remember that. I was thought I was ready to do a live. I was going to be brave and do it on my phone, and then I had no sound and I had to run and get the computer. And if I start like before I started this, I went into the camera first and I saw like how high I would have to place the tripod, and I mean, because I put my phone on a tripod rather than holding it. And I had all that set up, and then I had no sound, and I was scrambling around, and everything was kind of out of sorts. Oh, one more thing I was going to tell you guys. So I've never gone in and edited a live after the fact. I've just left it up, figured that most people know there's going to be, if you're a small channel, there's going to be a few to several minutes of nothingness. And so I really wanted to make a short out of the live, choosing my own, which was where I held the sign up that said Merry Christmas and it had a cardinal on it. And I held it up and I said, I'm partial to birds. And about that time, Chloe does 2 loops through the kitchen and lands over on a chair. And I said, come over here. And she landed on my hand and I brought her up. And I thought that would be such a cute short linking to the full live. And I read the warnings where it said this is permanent, but I thought it meant that I couldn't change the short anymore, or I couldn't go back and pick more material for another short. And it deleted my entire live except for the 59 seconds that I saved. Maureen says, I never gone live and debating tomorrow. My family has no idea, but very supportive. Evie, you do great talking with everyone. Maureen, now Sally's going to get some credit, even though it's not for the lights. But when I wanted to do my first live, I was absolutely terrified. And because I know 99% of the people on here, I feel like completely relaxed, completely at ease. The only thing I get stressed about is I don't want to waste people's time. I don't want them to feel like, oh my gosh, how long is she going to be on here? If you want to be here, great. If you don't, that's fine too. But when I got ready to do my first live, Sally and Paula both helped me. They said, let us know when you're going to do it. I have their phone numbers. I texted them, I'm ready to do it. And they got on there and stayed on with me. And I think I had 5 people on that first live. I don't remember. But they held my hand through it and I was hooked from my first live. So Maureen, when you get ready to do it, let us know. Um, I know people email me. I think my email address is on there, but we will help you. We will kind of be your supporters and get you off the ground. And you may not like it, but you may absolutely love it. Now, Sally is very, very good at lives because she's done a live every day for a long time. Paula did her dishwashing diaries, and she is used to doing lives too. They're much more practiced than I am. And here is Donna. Hi, Donna. Okay, Sally says, her name's Maureen, Sally. Let me know when you go live and I'll be there to support you. I was there for Evie's first live and Rhonda's first live and Paula's first live. See? And it's all fine then. You feel like I'm in good hands. They're not going to be mean, or they can kind of, if even if you feel like you can't talk about something, they'll start talking and then you can start talking. Doris says, I'm jealous in a good way of your Vlogmas intros and your whole Vlogmas series. Thank you. I fell into that. The storybooks, those I bought for my grandsons, and their grandmother ended up passing away, and they went out of state. And so I ended up with this huge book of 24 stories. I don't know if that's backwards for you guys. It looks backwards to me. And so I just pull one little book out a day and read the little story and then put it back in here. I mean, I love these books so much that I don't know. I mean, I can't ever use them for Vlogmas again, but I don't want to get rid of them. I want to keep them. It gives me a few minutes of feeling the happiness of a child at Christmas time. Here's the cover of all the little books. It's so nicely done. And I got this at Five Below for $5. And I had no idea it was going to be this fantastic. And speaking of jealous, do you guys know that Sally got to 1,000 subscribers? This is Thursday. I think it was Tuesday. It might have been Wednesday. I'm not sure of the day. But man, I'm trying. Um, Donna, thank you. She said she loves my Christmas intros. They're so much fun to make. Maureen says, you guys are all so talented. I'm not talented. I'm practiced, and I've got the whole crew out there to tell me whether, because I had a I had a short on that YouTube had decided, I guess, was from one of my lives. That's the best I can remember. And Sally, it's like, you might want to look at that and see if you want to take it down. I don't even remember the reason why. But people will tell you the truth. They'll tell you if your music is too loud, if you're, I mean, you might have to ask them, but ask and they'll tell you. Um, Sally says, oh, Maureen, you're talented too. Um, Hassan says, wishing you more success ahead. Thank you. Donna says, a relative found me on YouTube. I hadn't heard. She had some negative comments and I relayed them to other people. I deleted what bothered her. Mm. Yeah, I try to be careful if I'm going to say anything that is, I guess negative is an okay word to use, that I don't mention the people's names or how they're necessarily related to me. Sally says, hit the like and hey, while you're at it, subscribe. Yes, please. I think everybody here is, though. Debbie Sue says, yeah, she is my only sister. Okay. You're lucky that you live close and you can be in each other's lives. That is awesome. I do miss living closer to my sisters. We do keep in contact. We keep in good contact. But, when I was working, especially, it was hard to go that far for a vacation. Donna says, sorry, I hadn't told her I had a YouTube channel. Darren says, I don't tell anyone in my family about YouTube apart from my beautiful soulmate, Tanya. I don't know if it's Tanya or Tanya, my wife. I just let people discover it and then you get genuine views. That's true. That's true. I'm always kind of an open, talkative person. So I think it's easier to not care what people think that don't matter so much to you, like my coworkers. not that they don't matter, but they're not family. They're not going to be here if there's a big catastrophe that I need some help, So it's fine. Go ahead and look at it and have your little laugh, and then you'll be done. I don't need to worry about you finding out about it. Sally says, "It's okay, Evie. It's okay. If you didn't acknowledge me, I understand. I'm a lowly servant. Stop it." She is kidding. She is kidding. And Maureen says, "Thank you, Sally." Sally says, "Maureen, I've seen you and I know you can do it. I will be there. Just let me know." Who was it? Was it Maureen? Was that you that asked if you should on last Friday night's live if you should change your profile picture to your picture? That was you, wasn't it? Because that's exactly what I'm talking about. If you ask a question, you'll get an honest answer from the people you know. Um, and Maureen says, "Sally, you are so sweet." She is very sweet. Donna says, "Oh no, Evie, sorry you lost your live." Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's not. I mean, it was the only recording I had of me decorating, but I'm just kidding. I really wanted the important part of my bird in there. So it was just funny because I said I'm partial to birds and she starts doing loops in the kitchen. I'm like, no one's gonna believe this if I don't keep this part of it. So it is what it is. I suppose I could have downloaded it maybe and then put it into an editor and I don't know. I need somebody else to tell me that. Cheryl says, "Oh, Evie, I'm sorry that happened. I accidentally deleted over 20 videos when I first started." Ugh, yuck. Um, Hassan says, "Your videos are great. If you're interested, I can help your channel grow organically." Thank you. Tim says, "That is a great idea to do a short out of a live. I should download my live, the only although they only allow portrait, not landscape. Worth a try. Great idea." I do lives on my computer and their landscape. I don't know if that's what you mean. I could do it on my tablet too, but I think that they show more people your live if you're using a phone. Mike says, "I'm here just to see Chloe." Just kidding. Chloe, hey, I'm fine with that. That girl, come here, come here. But you know what? She's very close to a cat. She's like, it's on her terms. If I get up and go get her, she'll come. But if I ask her to come, the only way that she would come is if I bribe her. And she is a fan of pine nuts. Do you see what I just brought over here? You want one? Come here. You want one? You're going to have to come get it. Come here. She's thinking about it. Here you go. Well, come here. Don't give me kisses. Come over here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Everyone's waiting. You're holding us up. Come on. Oh, she'll be over here in a minute. Cheryl says, "I did my first live and many of you on here supported me." I remember. I remember. I'm trying to think who all was in that conversation. But I do remember that. And then I went over to your live. And Braid says, "This is a beautiful community." It is. It is. I've said before that I have had a total of 5 channels. 2 of them are completely deleted. My first one was probably in 2009. And I never fell into a group in any other of my channels than this one. I have 3 currently up, but this channel has got by far the most support, the nicest community. And Donna says, "Yes, let us know, Maureen. We'll cheer you on." Debbie Sue says, "I'll definitely be there." And Tim says, dishwashing diaries is such a great idea. Yeah, I have not done dishwashing diaries, but I started doing some cooking. I did, I think I did a live when I was making a beef stew or something. Um, Sally says, Maureen, email me your phone number and you can be part of our core tribe. I am the roller deck lady of the tribe. You know, like the Rolodex, the old flip thing with all the names and addresses and phone numbers in it. Oh, there we go. She said that. And Maureen says, thank you to Donna. Sally says, memories that should say, and she means Maureen, should say Rolodex. Emma G, oh my gosh. Hi, I've never seen you on my live before. Thank you. Thank you. I know all you ladies know her. Sally says, you know the thing that spins around with the phone numbers on it? Yes, they're so, you could pop the cards out, put a new card in. Donna says, wondered where you got your stories from. They're so cute. Oh, those little books? Yes. Sally says, how much was that, Evie? $5? Yes, it was $5. And I went with this one because they had they had a Mickey Mouse and they had a oh, you may not even know what I'm talking about anyway. Bluey, they had a Bluey one, and the boys are really into Bluey. But I was like, no, I just want to get more traditional, going back to the Christmases that we grew up with, that our parents grew up with, and that was Rudolph and snowmen and all that kind of stuff. And Darren says, well done, Sally. And Paula says, hi, Donna. Hi, Sally. Sally says, oh, what did I do, Darren? And Paula's happy to see Imogene too. And she's saying, Imogene is saying hi back to Paula, or good evening to Paula. Paula says, hi, Cheryl. Paula says, I'm back and forth from the stove. Randy cooking. I'm helping. Rosani, do you know Imogene, the number one ladies? I think that's number one ladies club. Yeah, the number one ladies club. Do you watch her channel? I will say Imogene still irons. Irons a lot. Paula says that was Brenda. Who is Brenda? Is Memories and Must Haves Brenda, not Maureen? Oh, Brenda changed the profile pic. But Brenda, oh, okay, okay, okay. See, that's so tough when the channel name does not have the person's name in it at all. Then it becomes up to my memory. And Maureen says, love, honestly. Donna says, my relative didn't name my relative. I didn't name their name and I felt bad. She took it in a negative light. And Paul is saying hi to Rosani. Sally says, Evie and I and the rest of the gang, we are all honest with each other. Sometimes it's a little stinging, but that's okay because they're trying to help. We have each other's back. Yes. Paula says, Brenda at Busy After 60 is the one who changed her profile and added her pic. Okay, okay. Well, you know how small these are. I can see if it's a picture of a face, but that's about it. And Darren says, right, it's 10 p.m. and I need to finish up my work day. I have really enjoyed this and I'm so glad I've been involved with your live. Just fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it, Darren. I hope you get to know all of us on here. I think you'll like it here. Mike is one of the guys. I don't know if he's still here, but Mike is one of the guys in here, and so is Tim. And you'll like them. They're great. And Maureen says, yes, Paula. Sally says, Chloe is my sweetie pie. She is a sunshine girl, Polly. Polly. She is a sunshine girl, Sally. Where did I get Polly? Come here. Come here. She's just having her afternoon nap. She's not interested in interacting. Cheryl says, I use Opus Clip and vidIQ for shorts, but I don't always upload them. But so it doesn't ruin the rest of your video? Because see, that's what the difference was. If I take a video that I've just recorded, it's not a live, and I want to make a short out of it, after I've posted it, I put it back into the editor and I pull the little section or sections out by myself without having any editor. I know where they are and I squeeze them all together, and then I make a short and I put the long form video under related video. That's what I thought I was going to be able to do with this live. But when I pulled those little bars into that 59 seconds, it got rid of the rest of the hour. Sally says, that's why I watch Evie's content, every one of her videos. I've watched from the very, very beginning. And it's just so I can get just a little glimpse of Chloe. Nothing to do with Evie, LOL. Chloe, did you hear that? She's fine with that. Paula says, this group is a huge blessing. Yes, it is. And Donna says, yeah, we love Chloe. Yeah, because I remember Catherine that changed her name to Of Home and Heart. She was so close to 1,000 subscribers, and she was like, I need to take a break, guys. I just can't do it right now. I got to take a break. And literally, she took a weekend off. I think she went skiing. She came back. She's like, I'm all good. She does really nice videos too. She's in Australia. No, she's in New Zealand. Okay, good night, Darren. Thank you for coming. Hassan says, I'm from Bangladesh and your videos are truly amazing. Thank you. Rosani says, hi, Maureen. Yep, such a great community. And Paula says, eat with spouse person. Bye, friends. Bye, Paula. Yeah, I'm about to get off of here anyway. Doris says, great chatting with everyone and seeing your live, Evie. I'm off to driving to my mom's. I will be platypus chasing on a live in an hour or so if that floats your boat. Okay. Maureen says, I will email. Such a God thing to be blessed by everyone's encouragement on Evie's channel and her time. I'll email my phone number. Yeah, and I'd like your phone number when Sally gets it. And Mike says, bye, Dora. Rosani says, I haven't seen her channel. Cheryl says, bye, gotta go eat dinner. Husband grilled lamb chops. Sally says, wow, you're still here. Hasten. And Mike is saying bye. Tim is saying, Mike, I just subbed to your channel. And Tim says, looking forward to seeing it, Mike. Sally says, always give everybody the phone numbers. Okay, goodbye, everybody. There's Donna. I'm glad you're reading everyone's chats. I can only see the YouTube chats. Yeah, I think that's the only way to do it. If somebody wants to watch it back, it has to be like the both sides of it. And that's the only thing I don't like about the phone is it's so much smaller. That's why I go like this because I'm looking up through my bifocals. I love you too, Sally. Love you too, Donna. And I think everybody else is gone. So goodbye.